Good evening, my brothers and sisters. Brother Billy, just wanted to briefly comment again on the alleged death threat that Candance Owen has received, who she says from the Macrons, French President Emmanuel Macron, Bridget. And one of the things I just you know, wanted to point out, and I put it in this title that if your response to Candance Owen's death threat is skepticism. In other words, when you heard this news, when you read the post, when you saw her ex um, message that she posted out, and your first response was skepticism, was doubt, was disbelief based on what she's saying, a death threat. You got bigger problems than Candance Owens. See, especially if you say you are a Christian and that is your first response to somebody telling the world there is a bounty on her head. She has received death threats. And your first response is, nah, I don't believe her. She crazy. She's just trying, she's just trying to get attention. She just want attention. You sound like an idiot. I'm just being honest and frank. The woman has the #1 podcast in the world. Do you not know that? She's the #1 podcast in the world. How much more attention does she need? She's at the top. She'd been at the top before Charlie Kirk was assassinated. She was way up there. Way up there. And just started this podcast just a few years ago, just not too long ago, after getting fired from the Daily Wire. Now she's at the top. So what attention is she trying to get? Are y'all thinking? Are y'all just being emotional and just expressing your dislike of somebody? But you filled with the Holy Spirit. You speak in tongues. You got this unbelievable relationship with God. But somebody comes out and say they have a death threat. They receive a death threat. And your first response is skepticism. I don't believe them. You in disbelief. They just trying to get attention. You got much bigger problems than Candance Owens. You know why? You got a heart issue. There is something wrong with your heart if your first response is disbelief when somebody says, somebody's trying to kill me. What if your neighbor came to your house and told you, I'm afraid? You said, afraid of what? I'm afraid someone's trying to somebody's trying to kill me. And your first response to your neighbor who comes to your house and confides in you and let you know, and they're terrified. And they tell you somebody's trying to kill me. Your first response to your neighbor is, I don't know. You sure? I don't know about that. I don't think nobody. Your first response is skepticism. We need to go to the police. We need to let the police. We need to get this on record and let the police know who do you think it is. Do you have any idea who it is? Well, we need to report this. Come on, we need to report this right now. We're not even waiting. We're not waiting. We ain't waiting till tomorrow. You might not be here tomorrow. Let's go to the police station right now and let's get this reported. And whoever you think it is, let's let them know so they can investigate this. But Candance comes out and says She has received death threat and put names out there. And your first response is, I'm just a little skeptical. I think she's crazy. She's just seeking attention. Something wrong with you. If you call yourself a Christian and that's your response to Candance Owen, and you know whether you responded like that, you need to go and talk to God, because your heart ain't right. This has nothing to do with Candance Owens, or I don't care who it is or who it was. If somebody's life is in danger, if somebody comes out and says that, that's something we need to take serious. That ain't something you just shrub off. Your son or daughter came to you, you wouldn't shrub that off, would you? If you did, you crazy. So you want to label Candance as crazy because she's saying this, when we need to be looking at this as, man, put aside how I personally feel about Candance. I don't like her, and I don't think she's telling, all that. Put all that aside. You're like, man, we need to, as Christians, we need to pray for Candance. That's the first thing we need to do. We need to pray that God will protect her husband, protect her children. That should be the first response as a Christian that's filled with the Holy Spirit. Not, she just seeking attention. She crazy anyway. Talking about Charlie came to her in a dream and yada yada. That's your first response. You got bigger issues than Candance Owens if you responded to her concern that her life is in danger. You got much bigger issues than her. I don't think Candance would be that crazy to come out. And she got the top podcast in the world. She's claiming that a foreign government, the head of state foreign governor, Emmanuel Macron, Bridget, got a bounty on her head. And she gonna put that out there? And that's false? That is political financial suicide to do such a thing. So I'm saying, my thinking is, if the woman put that out there, my first response as a Christian, I'm gonna pray for her. I'm gonna pray she's protected. I wonder if she's telling the truth. Candance seeking attention. Candance crazy. Candance. Lord, help us. Help us, Lord. Those of you who really know God, pray for Candance. As far as I'm concerned, God is using this woman. As far as I'm concerned, as far as what I can see, Candance is being used by God. She's not a coward. She's not a coward. A lot of you would never ever come even close to speaking the things she's speaking about. You too scared on your job to say there's only two genders. That God only created male and female. You too scared to say abortion is murder. You filled with the Holy Spirit, baptized, but you won't even say, yeah, there are only two genders. What are you talking about? Because you're afraid. And you want to criticize Candance Owens, who is as bold as a lion. And she got issues? No, you the one got issues. You just too blind to see. Your eyes are dull. You can't see God's hand. God's hand is on that woman. I can see the hand of God is on her. You need to pray for her, and then pray for yourself too. If your response was skepticism and calling the woman crazy, you got bigger issues than Candance Owens. Pray for her, pray for me, and don't forget to pray for your own self, that God would help you to see his hand and get you out the way. Y'all be blessed. I'll talk with you later.